This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Where's Gary?
I don't guess he showed up today.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana here at Pelican Studio. Gary will be with you here just shortly. Jason and I went this weekend to the Combat Marine Outdoors and did a lot of filming up there, and that's going to be coming to you in the next week.
I went up to Lake D'Orbon this weekend for the Combat Veterans Outdoor Tournament, and we had a real good time. Got to meet a lot of new people, fished with some combat veterans
We took
all over the country.
We took the vets out fishing, 9 vets we took out fishing. Had a real good trip with you. We're going to have a lot of footage on that next week, but it was an honor to be able to spend some time with the veterans, and we did like a little cast and blast, Jason and I did. Got a little footage of some woods up there and a lot of fishing, so y'all stay tuned for that too.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
New Berkley Fireline Ultra 8. It's rounder, smoother, and 4 times more abrasion resistant than original Fireline. That means you catch more fish. Ultra 8 features 8 braided strings heated to molecularly bind individual fibers. It lays well on the spool and is prior to going through your guide. Expect 10% longer casts and superb knot strength.
New Fireline Ultra 8, and you thought Fireline couldn't get any better.
Do you want to make sure you're doing things right when boating in Louisiana?
Make sure every occupant in your vessel is wearing the right type and size life jacket before leaving the dock. Size information for the intended wearer can be found on the information panel.
Make sure you stay safely to the right side of the waterway when you're operating in a narrow channel. Always choose to go right when it is safe and practical.
Make sure you're operating at the right speed for the given conditions every time you're boating. Just because your boat can safely travel at higher speeds in perfect conditions doesn't mean it should in a chop or when encountering other wigs or maneuvers.
In Louisiana, the best way to make sure that you're doing things the right way on the water is by attending and completing one of our boating safety education courses. Learn more and book a course at www.wlf.la.gov. These NASBA-approved courses are statistically proven to save lives. Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
When it comes to doing your thing on Louisiana waters, do the right thing.
Golly.
Alright guys, what we are going to do today is get off the bridges. Got a nice calm afternoon and we're going to throw the Matrix float. Lee's using a 4 Horseman. I got the TKO shrimp underneath mine. Lee's using a Matrix head under his, and I'm going to pop some corks on the shoreline and see what kind of damage we can do. Find the red too. Yep. Oh, the red daddy. So usually we talk about, if you want reds, I would recommend throwing towards the bank, and the trout are typically off the shoreline a good piece, but me and Lee just picked up back-to-back reds throwing out with the trout. All right, he lodged it in there pretty good. Got our new Matrix pliers, aluminum pliers there. Get that lure out, perfect eating size red. This is what we've been catching for about a year now, is these 16 to 18 inch reds. There's plenty of these in Louisiana right now. All right, again, this is kind of odd, throwing out towards where the trout are hanging and catching these reds, but hey, anything's better than nothing. I love this size redfish. Kind of surprised when I'm throwing out away from the bank catching them, but we will certainly take it. Using that shrimp Creole colored TKO shrimp that we have at matrixshed.com. It's about 2.5 foot under a Matrix oval float.
Come on, show yourself.
Ooh. Did not want to come up, bro. Look at that thing.
I'm gonna get his head in there. All right, well, Lee just landed this Godzilla right here. And that's what I've been saying. We've been seeing the last couple months is we're either catching a 16 or 17 incher or 30 plus. So it's kind of strange how we're missing that medium slot red. It's either right at the, the cutoff line of keeping it or way over. We're gonna go ahead and let this one go. When you put them in, you can put it on that side. You just want to shoot the head straight down. That's gonna shoot oxygen through his gills. Or you can get down and hold his tail and just let him swim out of your hands. Nice catch.
Ooh, that was a nice one. Nice one.
All right, we're gonna go back upwind. You can see how far off the bank we are. Whenever you're done with a drift, don't drive right over the fish that you just caught. Come way off the shoreline and then whip it back in. And you always want to fish downwind when you're using corks. That way it'll help you cast your cork further than rather into the wind. So we're gonna come back up this shoreline a piece. Got a little west wind right here and let this westerly wind blow us down the bank again. We already caught several reds. We only need a couple more for a limit and see if we can go ahead and limit out on reds. Even though we are fishing for trout, we'll take a limit of reds. All right, that one's probably 16, but I'm gonna let him go. Now they're talking about changing the limits, just so you guys know and are aware of it. Again, on that TKO shrimp. Changing the limits to 4 reds per person, and it looks like they're gonna bump up the size to 18 inches. Now, I'm not gonna get into whether or not I feel like that's good or bad. I have no idea. But what I would say is if it was an 18-inch limit today, we wouldn't be keeping that many. I wouldn't have been keeping much of anything throughout the entire winter, as almost every redfish I've seen has been from that 15 to 17-inch range. Oh, there he is. Golly. But I mean, these little, but what I will say, whatever brought these smaller reds in, it has really brought in a gazillion of them. Now that's a keeper, and that even if the limits were 18, this would be close. This would probably be a keeper also. Look at this little worm. I don't know if that's an oyster worm or what kind of parasite that is. Right there on his eye. Pretty neat. Hold on, somebody, you don't want to get that parasite in your mouth, boy. But anyway, I mean, that clip right there just shows you guys how awesome the action has been. Like I said, typically we throw way out whenever we're looking for trout, but today, whether I'm throwing out or in, it's been mostly redfish, but we'll see if we can get a few trout too. Pretty speck. That's, although we killing the reds, that's what I was looking for. Let me throw this dude in the bucket. And go ahead and get this dude in the bucket real quick. Little keeper trout, but what I've been alluding to is like, I'm throwing a good, go ahead and pan, show how far off the shoreline we are. That's a good, about 100 yards off the bank. And don't be afraid to go maybe 200 yards off the bank sometimes when you're looking for the trout. That's very, very common for the trout to be way off. So what I like to do if I'm fishing with me and a friend is get the boat about a cast distance off the bank. That way, if you want to throw for the trout, throw out away. And if you want to have a better percentage for the reds, you can have enough distance to throw in towards the bank. And it's just a simple, you can go pop, 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 or you can try one pop and let it sit. It's whatever your cadence is. Just pay attention if you're getting multiple bites with a particular cadence, stay with that. Right now, Lee's using a cupped 4 horseman. I'm using an oval matrix float. I'm using the TKO underneath. Lee's using a matrix shad on a jig head underneath. They're both they're working pretty well together, but some days you'll find one technique is outdoing the other. So, if you ever see that, then you want to have all your poles rigged the same way. Old Speckle Belly. That's Simba's favorite. Simba's favorite. Got some trout hanging out in here, mixed up with these redfish. Sure has been a heck of a redfish day though. All right, we got a little double up here. Double trouble. I had to film and catch one at the same time, a little multitasking. These reds are really taking over the shoreline here. Now we've been catching some trout fishing these shorelines in the lake, but today is not the case. And we're gonna go ahead and end it on the good old double up there. And I believe that makes a limit, if I'm not mistaken. But what a fun day. 2 nice easy drifts down this little shoreline here. Got away from the boats on the bridge. Had the shoreline pretty much to ourselves. Let me show you the other one right here. Got that on the pink champagne underneath a 4 Horsemen. Make sure to subscribe to our monthly bait box. We'll be giving out some matrix sheds in there. What I was using today was the TKO shrimp that we make at Matrix. We'll be giving some of them, some Matrix floats. Maybe if old Aaron Pierce will hook us up at 4 Horsemen, maybe we can give some 4 Horsemen away. But what a fun day, redfish. Not every cast, but pretty easy to get a limit. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. Got plenty of trout episodes here lately on the bridges. Now we're on shorelines catching trout and reds, and the reds made the day today. Till next time, guys, good fishing.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Want to make sure you're doing things right when boating in Louisiana?
Make sure every occupant in your vessel is wearing the right type and size life jacket before leaving the dock. Size information for the intended wearer can be found on the information panel.
Make sure you stay safely to the right side of the waterway when you're operating in a narrow channel. Always choose to go right when it is safe and practical.
Make sure you're operating at the right speed for the given conditions every time you're boating. Just because your boat can safely travel at higher speeds in perfect conditions doesn't mean it should in a chop or when encountering other wakes or maneuvers.
In Louisiana, the best way to make sure that you're doing things the right way on the water is by attending and completing one of our boating safety education courses. Learn more and book a course at www.wlf.la.gov. These NASBA-approved courses are statistically proven to save lives. Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
When it comes to doing your thing on Louisiana waters, do the right thing.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. Jason, I'm going to let you start right now because I'm going to jump through all this stuff. We had so many high school tournaments. I'm going to try to bring y'all more next week, running on the screen next week. I'm trying to get Tommy Abbott here because those kids are really, and their guides or their parents, they have been doing a tremendous job fishing all over. And then when I get back to the fish report, I'm going to tell you some places that are coming back in the news. We got places leaving. Dawbone, they caught all them fish, bad weather, water rising. What kind of effect is it going to have on we talking to Bryce, what kind of effect is it going to have coming up?
Well, I don't
with
think
all
there's
that fresh water.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be that much effect because the water come up 4 foot after the big rain and it's leveled back off. The main thing, Friday, the weather was good. They caught a bunch of fish on Friday. Weather come in, the black clouds showed up, Lake Darbone. The fish just didn't bite on Saturday, but I don't think the high water is going to affect anything.
Toledo Bend, they've had rises, a lot of rain, but they're still catching those fish. They're using a road runner, they're just reeling in. They're looking for brush tops that they normally that they go to at this time of year when the water. They look at them, and some people use a live scope. I got one that we didn't need live scope. Now, talking about Sac-A-Lait, JB sent me a report, and some of his friends and all. Lake des Almas, Chambers and the Rod Reed crew, they sent some pictures, but Lake des Almas has turned on. Henderson has turned on. And that fluctuates with the river up and down. Sometimes they had the tournament there, and they all caught fish. They had no tremendous weights and not a lot of big fish, but all the kids and all the people fishing, they catching fish at Henderson. Now, that's part of the spillway. When they get that rain, they come down photos, and all those areas right now. Henderson still put it on your map. Remember when I tell you the Zalmas, that's a Sac-A-Lait catfish place. It's unbelievable. Catfish right now. Mr. Taylor Bernard, he's back in Verret catching. He was catching at False River. Still getting reports from False River. The brim are biting in False River. I'm talking about big. Chinkapin, which they ain't seen. You think they were fishing the shell bottoms like we used to. We fished drop shot with grass shrimp, earthworms, you name it, little crawfish, whatever. They're catching some big chinkapin. Lake runners, red ear, whatever you want to call them, they're catching. And a regular sized brim. Now the brim in False River are beautiful. They're not Henderson brim. They're not your places up there in North Louisiana, Central Louisiana. You catch them big old brims. I can't think of the lakes right now. But, an old river when they're getting them trees and you catching those big brim in Lake Verret. I haven't had a report from Lake Verret on the brim, but the catfish is unbelievable. catch them under cork. Night trawler's the best one. The brims has got to turn on, and the sac-a-lait. There are not many catching beautiful sac-a-lait. Rodriguez and them had 50-something over there in the Dalmas. If you go on YouTube and you see all them boys that fish in that area, the spillway, there's got to be a rise coming. When my friends went last week, it was low. So I'm going to jump off of that, go again, saltwater, in the marsh, everywhere. Mike Brantley and his daddy, Larry, Captain Larry, they fish out of the point. Everybody got live bait. Is everybody catching fish? But matrix shad, green hornet, any of those fish they fishing drop shot on some areas, rest of the place fishing on a jig. So many reports for redfish, flounder, everything. Go on at YouTube and go ahead and look or call in marinas and you'll be surprised. Right now, they're catching a lot of fish. You still got to watch the weather, okay?
The weather's a big factor right now.
I'm getting reports coming from Tuffunkton River, Pearl River. These people are sending me pictures. Chris, I'm trying to think of the other websites who are going. These people that got their own websites, you're looking, they're catching brim, goggle eye, bass, catfish. They fishing all those rivers over there. When that river has been rising when they're getting a lot of rain, but they clear up in 2 or 3 days. And so that water's moving, fish are going to the bank. So I don't want to miss nothing. I hope you enjoyed the turkey hunt. Remind them in the next couple of weeks, Jason, Bryce, and all of them, we got some outstanding video. I saw it. I saw a little bit of it out. When I tell you it's outstanding, it's a lot better than mine. Stay tuned. We'll be back next week. Jason, thank you again. Alan, thank you. Marty, thank you. God bless Louisiana. Congratulations to the Lady Tigers gymnastics team.
And the LSU men's baseball. We won the series this weekend against Missouri.
They won the series, but
they won
still,
2 out of 3, which is very good. You have to have a comeback. I think this is it.
I watched the women lose them close games. They ain't having any luck. Sometimes it's their areas, but they ain't had no luck. They hit some balls.
They did.
And Tennessee just made some unbelievable plays. And believe me, look how many people in Southeastern Conference, okay?
The SEC
and the women,
toughest.
How many they got right now in the top 20? It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
See y'all next week. Let's think about fishing. Send your reports. Gary at ParadiseLouisiana.com. Don't forget, Pelicans all over the TV. They're on a bunch of networks and they're streaming. So, one more time, God bless Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Demco, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.